Hey, welcome back to the Mully podcast, another episode. This is Tamara from Dream Media Co. Hope you guys enjoy the show.
All right, welcome to another edition of the Mully podcast tonight, and I did it again. So every single episode I do this. I always jack up the TV in the background and not have the logos on there. So this is there we go. Boom.
It's okay.
The magic. And man, so tonight's gonna be pretty crazy because we got all kind of action. We got some extra producing going on, not just my regular webcam. We got some GoPros. Jordan's in here doing some recording for us. So we'll get it going. So if this is your first time listening to the Mully, basically what we do is we bring on entrepreneurs, business owners, they kind of subject matter experts. They give their opinions and share their story of how they become successful, any adversities. So that being said, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. So is it Tamara or Tamara?
I know a lot of people always ask me that. They don't know how to pronounce my name, but it's Tamara. So
Tamara.
I mostly go by Tamara Rose because it's like my middle name. I use kind of like as my last name, but yeah, just Tamara.
Okay. I'm gonna have you make that mic go a little bit up. There we go. Yep.
Like this?
Yeah, these ones that you gotta like kind of like blare into it. That's why, because it blocks off all the background noise.
Okay.
Cool.
Is that good?
Yep, that's perfect. That's
Okay.
perfect. That's the thing I love about doing these podcasts, because it's so raw, and it's just like kind of whatevers.
Yeah.
So tell me about your company. What do you do?
So my company is Dream Media Co. I've been in business since July of 2019.
Okay.
So it's a digital marketing agency. So what we do is we can build custom websites for businesses who either don't have their own site, or if they do have their own site, we help them market to gain traffic to it through Google, like search engine optimization. And
Okay.
basically I can help revamp their website to pretty much just make it more visually appealing.
Sure.
Just a overall, I do a consult with them, so it's not like a cookie cutter. This is what I do for you. So
Right.
it's like a consultation basis, and then I go from there.
Okay. How long have you been doing this now?
So since July 2019. So it's about a year and a half now. So, but it's the only thing that I do now, so I was able to not work my regular full-time job, which I was not so thrilled with. And so
That's funny.
it's just cool.
We actually had the privilege to work together for a little bit, right? So that's how we know each other. We worked for a corporate company, and I was actually sad to see you go.
Yeah, DC was actually my boss, my last boss from that company. So we only worked together a short while. Like I think he just transferred to that store like 6 months or something, and then I was already kind of like checked out.
Yeah.
So when we had that conversation, you were like, "What?" Like I feel like you thought that you did something, but I was like, "No, it's just not for me." But but we still kept in contact. So
Yeah. Super dope. I'm
No.
super excited to see how this new business venture is going to be going for you. And so tell me, so how, like, why marketing media? I mean, you were in sales prior, right?
Yeah.
And then how did this come about? And like, how did you have to, I mean, obviously you have to launch this from the ground up, right?
Yeah.
Like, maybe you can tell our listeners like what, like the struggles that you went through.
Okay, so like I worked for that corporation that
Yeah.
we worked for. It was about like 4 years. I knew that I didn't want to do it, and then after when I left there, I took a job as a receptionist at a dental office.
Okay.
Because I honestly was I kind of wanted to get out of sales at that point because I was kind of burnt out from it. So I did that. I did the reception for the dental office for like 6 to 8 months. I realized that wasn't for me. I actually did like sales.
Okay.
I just wanted a different type of sale. So
Sure.
I actually went to another marketing company. You probably get them in the mail, but it's a certain mail advertisement, like print coupon marketing company.
Okay. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, no shout outs to other businesses.
yeah.
We
So-
plug in Dream Media Co. today.
Yeah, so I was working there for about a year, and I actually found out that I do like helping business owners because it was really rewarding to like start a marketing campaign with them,
Yeah.
like gain their trust, build a relationship with them, and get them more business. So
Sure.
I realized that that's actually what I like to do.
Oh,
So, and But I also wasn't working for myself. I wasn't in control of my schedule. I have young children. So I was still having to be gone from the house a lot. And I just knew in my gut that I wanted to work for myself and I wanted to pursue entrepreneurship in the way that I like I like helping customers. I like helping businesses. I help like businesses succeed. And if I could start a business where I'm in control of how that happens,
Sure.
and I can offer services that I'm confident in, because that's another part too, right? In sales, you have to believe in what you're selling.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah, so I totally believe in what I do and I stand behind it. And that like me sitting here, this is the first time I've ever been in a sales type job or a service marketing type job where I'm 100% confident, like I can help people.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So yeah, thanks for being on. I know
Yeah.
you're a little nervous in the beginning, right?
Well, I've actually never even had headphones on or like this whole setup, so this is all like new to me.
Yeah.
So it's different, but in a way, it kind of makes me feel like public speaking. That's why, like,
Yeah.
I feel even though it's just us in this room, it feels like there's people watching me. Like, so I always tend to like stutter a lot or speak fast. So if I do that, that's why. So
Hey, no worries, no worries. And that's the beauty about this is that, people are going to be listening, but they can't say anything because it's too bad. You just got to sit there and listen.
yeah.
So, so like what type of businesses have you been working with like in the more recent time?
So my ideal client, well, my favorite type of client that I like to work with are also service-based businesses. So I have a general contractor that's been really successful that I've been able to help. I built their website from the ground up and successfully marketed them. I do work with restaurants, and I've been recently I have a lawyer who's my client. So I basically anyone who provides a service, that's who I like to work with because I feel like our personalities like connect and we vibe. But also my type of marketing is it's kind of like location based. So
Okay.
like if someone's searching for say someone to renovate their bathroom in a certain city, then that's what I help with. So my general contractor, they're based in Kailua, and if anyone's searching for like custom homes in Kailua, they're showing up at the top.
Nice.
So in the sense of like retail companies who are trying to just sell all over the world, that's not really what I focus on. I focus on more location based. So if you're providing a service in that location, then I can help you for sure.
Okay. Well, that makes total sense.
Yeah.
Right. So that way it drives more, obviously more hits on the website. So they're
Yeah.
getting more marketing and thus turning into sales and growing their business.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. That's super cool.
Yeah.
So I mean, what were you not afraid? Like when you're working for a corporation, right? And then all of a sudden, like you're working for yourself, right? Like,
Yeah. So I honestly, I was working for that corporation and other jobs. It took me years to actually build up the courage to do it because I was a single mom at the time and I have, young children and I don't live with anyone. I've been taking care of myself since I was like 18. So like failing was not an option for me. Like
Sure.
if I'm going to do it, then it needs to raise to a level to where I can live off of it. You know what I mean?
exactly.
I can't just leave my job and just be like, oh, well, I'm just going to like, it's a hobby. Like, you know what I mean? So I was afraid, but I was definitely like thinking about it for a long time and doing a lot of research before I just dove in
Sure.
because I was looking for a business, but it had to check all my boxes. So I knew I didn't want to sell a product and I knew that I wanted to provide a service, but it had to be where I could work remotely. I could work from home anywhere on my laptop, which I can. It has to be where I'm helping people, and it has to be me providing a services. And then that's how I settled on helping businesses because I'm like, well, I don't want to do like a manual labor type of thing, which no offense, like there's nothing wrong with that, but it's just not for me. I wanted to be able to be more like behind the scenes, helping other businesses be successful. So, I met a lot of contacts like through networking because that's how I used to get my clients before for my marketing job. I would go to like a lot of Chamber of Commerce events or be active on LinkedIn or what have you. So I connected with my friend Brandon, who's kind of like my business partner, associate, if you will. So we're not in business together. He actually does the same thing. He has his own digital marketing agency on the mainland. And we kind of connected. And then I saw that he was offering like a mastermind. He was putting like he was successful in his own right. He was posting like his success stories with his clients and things like that. And then he posted, "Hey, would any of you be interested in learning how I did what I did?"
Sure.
And I was like, "Oh my God, is the stars aligning for me?" You know what I mean? Like it checked all my boxes, and I kind of just was like, "Hey, you know what? I'm interested."
Yeah.
So we just kind of started collabing, and there's a group of us who collab. Like it's kind of like an ongoing support system. So like because I don't have any coworkers, right? So
Yeah.
so I work for myself, but it's my company, but it's just me right now. And then so if I have any questions or if I need help, like, hey, my client is having this issue with the website, does anyone have any like insight or whatever? So that's been really helpful.
Oh, that's awesome. You just have like a network, a team that you can.
So I did definitely start the company on my own. Like I put together everything, but
Sure.
I do have a support system that I can lean on.
Oh, that's good.
Which is important. You know, you do want to go in business for yourself, but you don't want to be alone, you know?
Yeah, well, yeah, it's scary. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, so having a support system has been one of the things that I think made my business succeed.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, I what I've also noticed is that's another way to monetize and make money is exactly doing that. So I've launching this podcast. I've been talking about for years about doing it, and then finally, I picked up some USB style mics. We recorded, and I just didn't like the quality. I didn't like the sound quality. I was like, no, I'm not digging this. So I did my research, and then I spent the breads on the good mics and the setup, and to me it was
it sounds good.
Yeah, the
Sounds
quality.
good in my head.
And then that's the thing too, right? Like there's an AC in the background, there's a dog barking in the other room, and like so this setup, it blocks all that. I don't have to post edit, and it doesn't take time.
Yeah.
So now I was thinking like, hey, I'm sure there's a ton of people that want to do podcasts, but they don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna change gears now and start producing shows.
That would be cool.
Yeah. I think that's gonna be fun. I think that's gonna be the other backside of what we're doing. So now I just gotta get a studio, like a true studio.
Well, you can do both. I mean, that's what they always say. You're supposed to have multiple streams. You know.
Yeah.
You're not just supposed to put all your eggs in one basket. So you can have your own podcast and you can produce other podcasts.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. I mean, I'm gonna continue to do this. This is because I like to talk and I like the sound of my own voice.
Yeah, you told me that the other day. You're like, I like to hear myself talk, so that's part of why I enjoy my podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. Kind of sick, yeah, but whatever.
No, I've never actually heard my voice in a headphone, so it's kind of weird. And I noticed because we were talking, and I kind of noticed sometimes that I talk really fast, or I notice that I mumble my words a little bit. So it kind of, if you're listening to yourself and you're recording yourself, you kind of notice those type of things. So now I wonder, like when I'm having meetings with clients, now I'm more aware of like how I sound.
Yeah.
So.
That's pretty cool. Hey, you got some.
No, I'm like learning.
Took some action from this. That's great. So, we're talking. And you're helping out another friend too, right? Starting like a YouTube channel.
Well, so what we did was I noticed that it's really important to have a support system. So I've been doing my own thing for a while. So we recently joined together, me, my friend Jordan, and my other friend Cheyenne.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of made like a digital entrepreneurship group text. That's how it started.
Okay.
And then Jordan, we just launched his YouTube channel. I'm helping him with that, but he's super talented. So he just sent me over a video one day of him diving, and he didn't even have any intent with it, but I was like, hey, that's like really cool. If you put some music behind that and you edited it really nice, then you could start a YouTube channel. And then that kind of like sparked a fire in him, and he was like, oh, you know what? You are so right. And then so he has a GoPro, so that's what he does. So just on because he was doing all that stuff anyway. Like he's such an active person. He's always working out or diving or hiking. And I was like, dude, just turn on a camera and record it, like vlog it, like people are into that now,
Yeah.
So that's what we're working on. He has two videos in, so it's George Story Hawaii, so you can go check it out.
Nice.
And then he's working on his third, so he's trying to drop like one video a week or one every couple of days. So working on that. And
content is king, so you got to keep pushing it out. So that's awesome.
Yeah, so go support his channel, like, comment, subscribe, all that. And then we have our other friend Cheyenne. She's into blogging, so she's a writer, and that's like her passion. So previously, due to like the COVID and stuff, so she's had some free time. We've all had some free time.
Oh yes.
But she really we started this group and we're like really encouraging each other. And we're like, you know what? Now that you have time, you should just reserve a domain and you should start writing articles and you should just do it. Like, what's stopping you from doing it, you know? So I'm going to, even though it's not launched yet, I'm going to say it so it keeps her accountable. So she has to do it. So it's, it's going to be shykala.com. So SHYKala.com. So it's basically just like a lifestyle blog.
Okay.
And then we also, all three of us decided that's why this is a good practice for me, that eventually we want to launch our own podcast.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm all about that shit, and I'm gonna help you guys. That's super fun.
Yeah. So that's why we were talking. I was like, oh, you have this set up, so maybe you can help us out with that.
Oh, of course.
So our podcast, we want to launch by the end of the month, but it's going to be called The Hype Up. So we just decided on that the other day, but what it basically stands for is all three of us together, like we hype each other up, you know, like constantly in the group chat. That's what it is, like kind of like a motivational accountability group, you know?
Yeah.
But we want to put that into a podcast and we want to help other people because individually, all three of us are on like this entrepreneurial path.
Sure.
And we kind of want to document that in a podcast because we think maybe it might help some people. You know, we're all around the same age. We're in different walks of life.
Yes.
But there might be somebody out there who can benefit from it. And we are going to talk about entrepreneur topics, but we're also going to talk about our lives, you know, family, friends, what have you.
Yeah.
And I think it's cool. Like, we're just going to go for it and see where it goes.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
And you know, and that's the big thing is when you do these things, it doesn't matter how many followers and all that kind of stuff. You got to just remember if you can just impact one person. So me and Matt were talking about that in the last show, right? Like, you know, his big thing is don't fucking quit. Like, just keep going, right? Don't give up. Like, and I think that's a huge statement is you just got to do it, right? Especially now, because if you don't try, you know, you never know, right? What is the Wayne Gretzky quote is you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take.
Oh, for sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? And then Ian at Ina Grill, like, you know, his advice was to, you know, just don't be afraid. Like, who cares? Just do it. Yeah. And you gotta put yourself out there, you know, and then people can see the authenticity of you and like who you really are as a person. And I think that's going to be the big deciding factor of, like, you know. Yeah,
and how we actually came up on that name was we call it The Hype Up because we hype each other up and we're going to be hyping up our listeners, but it kind of stands for something. So we decided it was like helping you pursue entrepreneurship. So I thought
cool. A little acronym cool. Going on there too. So, and all you guys in your acronyms, I'm not too smart for an acronym. That's why.
Well, we're kind of like, well, it means something and then it also means something else. And so we're like, oh, it's cool.
Yeah. That's just. I guess I gotta grow out a mullet. I think that's gonna have to. I'm gonna have to live my brand. I'm gonna have to grow it out. I said I was gonna go get extensions on the back.
Don't do that. Or you can put like false eyelashes back there and just like connect them. You can do that too.
Oh man, see, it's not that bad, right? You know.
No, I mean it's the first time. We did some dry runs. Like, we just put like our phone down and we hit the voice memo, and then we're like, oh my gosh, do I really sound like that? You know. So, but I never had headphones on, but we did like a whole practice podcast and everything. So, and it's funny because we stumbled upon our name like right in the middle of the podcast. We were originally gonna call it The Wrap Up. Because like we were gonna do like a 45-minute show, and then at the end, like 15 minutes would be our wrap up, where like each of us would take 5 minutes and wrap up how we feel about that subject, which we're probably still gonna do. But during what we were talking about it, we were talking about hyping each other up, and I was like, bro, we should just call it The Hype Up, and we all kind of agree. We're like, yeah, that's a pretty sick name, you know?
I like it.
Yeah,
it's getting me all hyped up.
Yeah, I like it.
I mean, when you guys came, I told you I was like freaking hungover, and like I was like, oh, now I feel good. Now we're moving and shaking.
And then definitely, so also what's kind of cool is because I do websites and like SEO, digital marketing, Jordan does videography, and Cheyenne does writing. What I can also do is we can collab on client projects. So I can actually offer them work because I need videos for my websites, or I need videos for my client social media. I need content for their website. So it kind of is just like this trifecta almost of just all of us doing our own thing, but all of us coming together as like a team, which is like kind of sick, you know?
Yeah. That's super cool. I like that.
We've been.
And this all just happened like now?
Like, okay, I seriously feel like the universe and the stars just aligned because, okay, so I'll tell you how it started. So we were at the beach a few weeks ago, and then Jordan came, and then he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna invite my cousin Shy," which I met before, and like
Yeah.
we were cool, and I was like, "Okay, shoot, like just yeah, she can come," and then she came, and then
Yeah, I guess she can come.
yeah, I was like, yeah, and then she came, and then we started just talking about where we're at in life, what we're doing, and then she told me, "Hey, what do you do for work again?" I was like, "Oh, I have my Dream Media Co, which I've been doing. I build websites and I help clients and stuff." She's like, "Oh, that's so sick. Like, I wish." I want to start a business. I'm like, "Oh yeah, like what are you into?" And she's like, "I'm into writing and blogging, but I'm just not sure if people would like read my content, like doubting yourself."
There we go. I'm
And then
glad we're kind of diving into that.
and what I did was I literally hyped her up. I was like, "You know what? Like, if you believe that you can do it and you know that you have talent, what is stopping you?" That's the exact same thing that I told Jordan. I
Yeah.
was like, just because you think that nobody like is going to be interested in your stuff, that's just doubting yourself. Like, there's always going to be someone out there that you can serve and you can inspire. And I mean, not everything is everyone's cup of tea, of course,
Right,
but you can
right.
definitely take your place in the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah, why do you think that people dwell on that self-doubt and they don't start, right? Everybody wants to do something, but it's like they're too afraid to make the jump. Like what do you think? Like why do you think people?
Well, for me, I know like what stopped me a lot was also, finances, obviously, because you want to start something and pursue something, but you want to be in line with that. So sometimes that stops people, but honestly, if you're on the right path and you're consistent and you're passionate, it'll come. So, I mean, you just have to believe that. And then also, I think it's just human insecurities. You
Yeah.
don't know, you don't want to get rejected. There's a lot of fear of rejection, which I had, but I was like, you know what? Like, nobody pays my bills. Like, I need to go out there and make stuff happen for myself. And I don't care if people are, not so interested in what I'm doing, but I know that I'm going to be doing a lot of good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think that insecurity, it drives two things. It either drives complete failure because
Yeah.
people are too insecure, or people can use those insecurities and look at it in a good light, and then it'll drive you to success.
I think so.
Yeah, and I think that's the biggest message that I think people need to hear is that it doesn't matter, right? Like you said, it doesn't matter. Like just do it, and especially if you love it, if you enjoy
Yep.
doing this, that's what's gonna make it even more impactful, and people can feel it. Like
Yeah.
I like lately I've been on this authenticity tip on like
Yeah.
being the best version of myself, or and just really putting it out there, because when you're raw and you're real, I think people are much more attracted to that. They pulled into that versus
Yeah.
versus fake. And
Well, you look at you. You started your podcast.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
like, and I'm sure that you were nervous about it. So, but
I wasn't too nervous.
well, not nervous, but I mean, it took you probably until you had this opportunity to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This whole lockdown and everything gave me the opportunity and time. And when I do stuff like this, I do get like kind of hardcore obsessed over it. Like I
Perfectionist.
yeah. So I want it to
Yeah.
be a certain way, and then that's when I had to realize, like, look, I just got to do the damn thing. Just
Yeah.
do it, and then I can progress. Like
Yep.
my first show and my first episode, when you listen to it, I don't even mention the Mully because I didn't even have a name yet. So when we're just like, yeah, when you drop the show and get discounted Ina Grill, and then someone was like, hey, how come?
You don't have a name?
Again, I was like, no, I didn't even have a name for the show yet, and they're like, oh, that makes so much sense, because like two of my friends have been giving me
Feedback.
like really good critical feedback, yeah, and I like it, right? So
Yeah.
and like, oh, what if we try this? What try this? And that's why I explain in the beginning of every show now what to expect, because that way people have expectations, right? Otherwise, they're like, wait, what am I listening to? Like, what is this?
Yeah.
Like, I'm just gonna waste an hour of my life, but no, like, okay, now, okay, yeah, I'm down for this,
Yeah.
I noticed something on your hand.
Oh, yeah. So I'm engaged now.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And that rock is huge, by the way.
It's not that big. It's elegant. is
I
what
like it.
is. Yeah.
It's very
so-
pretty.
Yeah, so I'm engaged to my fiance Derek now. So we've
Oh.
been we've been dating for like 10 years, but we've had our fair share of issues, but I think that cuz I first got with him when I was so young, like 21, 22. And so now it's been like 10 years. So we really progressed. So I'm in like a really solid place in my life. I feel like I'm really happy. I'm really content. And
That's awesome. I'm happy
and I
for
feel
you.
like that really helps me with my business also, because I don't have like a bunch of static in the background. Like everything is kind of just falling into place
Yeah.
for me, I feel. So it's really sick.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, that's one thing too, is when your personal life is happy and or you feel good, it just rolls into the business side of it, right?
Yeah.
Like, and you notice when people are angry at work, it's because there's a lot of other factors, you know,
Yeah.
and then they're going to work and there's like, oh my God, like I have to, be in this place for 10 hours or whatever
Oh
it
my
may be.
gosh.
Yeah.
You don't even have to tell me. Like,
Right.
I mean, it's not a popular like thing to say, but I'll be honest. Like when I was working for the company we used to work for,
Yeah.
like you go to work because it's a full-time job and you're trying to provide for your family so that you can have money to spend time with them and give them what they need. But actually, because I was so unhappy, what I would just be doing is just going home and just want to shut everyone out, like just not present.
Yeah.
So I feel like now that I'm in such a happier place, I can be present. I actually enjoy being home, and because I know that like what I do, it doesn't affect me in a negative way
Yeah.
anymore. It's like,
Yeah. You're not bringing that home. And
yeah.
I'm sure your kids can see the difference too.
Oh yeah, they can totally tell. They're like, "Wow, you should just like do this forever." I'm like, "I am."
Yeah. I like the happy mom.
Yeah, like I'm gonna do it forever, so don't worry.
We didn't like the other one. Yeah.
So that, a lot of my previous coworkers, like that's another thing too, is you do have to keep a positive circle. I mean, I know it's like beating a dead horse. Everyone says that, but it's super true. Like you need to have a positive circle around you, because when I started telling people like, hey, I'm thinking of quitting this job, they would like, why would you quit this job? You have a secure income, you have commission, you have benefits. Why would you do that? Like, you're so crazy.
Yeah.
But I just knew, like, I had a vision for myself that, because I didn't want to be a store manager, which, no offense to any store managers, that's great if you're able to succeed that. But for me, that wasn't something that I wanted to pursue.
Yeah.
So if I'm like, okay, so if I want to make more money or make a better life for my family, if I don't want to climb up the corporate ladder, what options are there for me? So I didn't go to college. I didn't go to a 2-year, 4-year university or even community college. I went from high school and I just straight started working. And
Same here.
Even my parents, they never went to college. So I never really got pushed in the direction of college. So I just went straight from being 17, 18 years old, graduating high school, and I started working, because that's when I had my first daughter, was when I was 18.
Got it.
And then I had my second one when I was 21. So I had to keep working.
Yeah.
So I didn't really get that opportunity to like pursue what I really wanted to do, like how most you come fresh out of high school and you have all these things that you can do, but I was a mom already. So I just had to get to work, and which is I'm so grateful for any company that has ever hired me. I did my best at those jobs, but it just didn't fulfill my soul. And this does. I'm very proud of my company.
Yeah. That's awesome.
I'm very happy that I'm able to now pursue something that just gives me such gratification, and I'm sure that you feel the same. Like what you're doing now, it gives you gratification, you know?
Yeah,
So,
totally. It's not work. It's hanging out. It's fun,
Yeah.
And I think that's the biggest thing and advice is you gotta enjoy what you're doing. Otherwise,
For sure.
what's the point, right?
But then it doesn't even feel like work. You just feel like, oh, I get to go, like, I get to help clients, but it's like, well, I would want to do that anyway. So
Yeah, totally, 100%. Yeah, if you're not passionate and it's a waste. Like, why are you wasting your life, doing something? And I get it because people fall into that habit and they're just like, they just got to keep doing it over and over again.
Well, a lot of people think that there's no options out there, but like it's literally 2020. Like, we have so many resources available, college or not. Like, college is totally the route for you if your passion requires college. Like, okay, if you're going to be a surgeon, you need to go to college.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? If you're going to be an optometrist, you need to go to college.
Right.
But there's also other options out there where we live in a place where you can literally pursue your dreams, and all you have to do is file a trademark name, get a tax ID, a GE tax license, EIN, and you're like literally in business.
And you're boom. Right. America. This is America.
Honestly, like, and if you're not, I mean, by all means, if you're passionate of what you're doing right now and you're not a business owner, cool. but by all means. But if you're not sure in your life and you're unhappy, there is options out there for you, but you just need to look at what you're passionate and see if you can turn that into a revenue stream.
Right.
Right.
That's some great advice. I like that.
know.
Yeah. Schmucking action right there.
little mature responses now.
I know. This is a totally different girl.
From when I was working at your store, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I feel like I'm completely different too. Like I don't. I mean, I'm still a manager, but I kind of lost the passion for coaching people too. Like like being a leader.
Well, sales coaches, commission sales coaching is super difficult because you're in that position where it's like, you have like you're not the one making the sales, but now you have to pressure other people to go out there and make the sales. So not only are you pressured by the higher ups to make the numbers, but now you have to motivate people in a way where they're going to want to do those things. So you have like a lot going on. So I actually have a lot of respect for people who are like successful managers, like such as yourself. But like that's a lot of work.
It was. I mean, there's some aspects that I miss, don't get me wrong, but there's some things that I don't miss at all. Like,
I do miss it a little bit, like sometimes.
Well, it's the camaraderie. That's why.
The people is what I miss, and I do have some customers that were like super cool, but just the way that things change so fast in that environment is just like I just get used to selling something, and now it's switched. Now I got to sell something else, And I just sold something to like 50 people,
And it's like, that's not flavor of the month. It's gone now, or it's sell it and then hey, no, stop selling it, and then we go back. Okay, sell it again.
No, it's a what have you done for me lately environment.
Oh, 100%, 100%.
It's like I don't care if you sold 100 things last month. It's first.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's the first of the month. You went from hero back to zero. Start all over again. That's how it was, right?
It's like you do all these tallies on the whiteboard, and they go
boom,
like you have nothing.
Yeah. Sales is I guess that's why it's one of it can be one of the most rewarding jobs.
Jordan's over there Jordan actually used to work with, that's actually how I met Jordan, is through the company that we all used to work for. And then he's just over there like he feels me, like he gets it.
He's like, no, I don't want to do that shit no more. Nope. So I'm big into music. So I always like to talk about music.
Okay.
Yeah. So what's your favorite kind of music?
Well, my favorite artist right now is Kehlani. I've been like really into her album. She just dropped like a new album. So just kind of like her, Kehlani, and what's that other girl? Oh, Danny Lay. Like kind of like female like hip hop, but not really like, it's like R&B hip hop mix. That's kind of like my vibe now.
That's your vibe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really into that now.
Nice.
What are you into?
I listen to everything. I think that's a big, my logo is a mullet, and it's I love the 80s, like 80s.
I'm like classic rock.
I love classic rock. My two favorite songs, hands down, is gonna be so Starship, Nothing's Gonna Stop Us.
Oh,
nothing's gonna stop us now.
Like karaoke vibes.
Oh, I love it. I rock that song over and over. I was blasting it to work today. And then I love Ambrosia.
I don't think I've ever
You're the biggest part of me.
How about like Neon Moon? That's like
I'm down for some Neon Moon. Yeah,
that's the vibe.
Yeah.
That's like my go-to karaoke song, or Derek's one. He sings it really well.
Yeah.
Every time when he's like drinking or whatever, I'm like, can you sing Neon Moon?
So what do you miss most? Because obviously the world is such a different place. Like, what do you miss the most before all the lockdowns?
I miss going to the movie theater.
Yeah.
Like because I used to take my kids all the time. Like if a new movie come out, because I'm down to watch like Disney movies or animated films. So like sometimes it would be like an adult film, but I was most excited about taking my kids. They get to go pick out their popcorn, their little candy. They would get an icy, and we would just go sit down and watch a movie. And we started getting into the habit of going to the one in Kapolei where you can like recline, lay down. So I just got like spoiled where I'm like, okay, we're not going to any other movie theater. We're going to that movie theater. So you have to pay more. Oh, no, not Olino, the one by Target.
Oh, okay, the Regal one.
Yeah. Regal. So we just got like spoiled into doing that, and then we were that was kind of like our thing that we did. But now it's just kind of like, I don't know. Do I have to like wipe down the seat? Like I don't know. Yeah, I think they open back up, but I'm just like, I haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah.
Maybe hopefully it will get to a place, or like even just having carnivals open, going to the carnival, walking around, being around a lot of people, even going to concerts. Like I miss that because now we're so confined to like just our small circle of family and friends, our immediate family, and home. Like
I know that's all it is.
Or
yeah.
Target.
And everything closes at 10 o'clock now at night. It's crazy. So they just announced today, Operation Warp Speed, the vaccine. They're pushing it out. So it's literally being sent to frontline workers. So all the governors and all this, they're getting it. So are you going to take that? You can take the vaccine?
No, I will not. I don't even take the flu shot. Like, because honestly, I don't know what's in there, and I feel like if I don't even know what's in there and understand what it is. I mean, obviously there's a lot of preservative in food and stuff like that, but if it's a brand new vaccine that's
that's some scary
hasn't been
shit.
tested, like they're just gonna push it out there, I'm just kind of apprehensive.
Yeah.
I won't say I won't ever do it, but I'm very apprehensive.
Yeah, I'm on the same boat. I don't know how I feel about that at all.
Because I don't give my kids flu shots because the one time, I never did flu shots. I never gave my kids flu shots. But the one time my daughter would get the flu, not every year, but every other year or what have you. So then she was like, you should really consider giving her the flu shot. And I was like, okay. So I gave her the flu shot. Then she got the flu, and then she gave it to all of us, which I'm like, well, how do you have a flu that is not, I don't know. I don't know how flu shots and all that works, but all of us in the house were sick after. And I was like, okay, you know what? We're not doing this flu shot thing anymore.
Like, no, thank you.
Yeah.
So, one of the other questions I always ask also, you know what a mulligan is?
No, what's that?
So in golf, mulligan is like a do-over. So if you have a crap shot, you get to do-over. So if you had one do-over in life, what would that be?
Wow, that's a good question.
Yeah.
I think one do-over in life I would have is kind of not messing up, but not taking high school so serious towards the end of my high school career. Because once I got out of high school, I was just kind of like lost. Like I didn't really like how I am now. Like I'm very focused. I wish I would have taken more time to figure out who I am as a person. So when I enter the world, like as an adult, I would have had more direction. But I was just kind of like, didn't really know what I wanted to do with my life. And it took me 10 years to 12 years to figure it out,
Yeah, at least you're figuring it out. That's the main thing, yeah. Okay.
Well, I wish I would have figured it out sooner.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's a fair answer. I like that. So like I'm gonna have to edit this part right now.
Okay, I'm gonna take a sip then.
Yeah. Go for it. And then
Ask for your pen. Let me hold on to it. You guys are doing really good. I'm really feeling it. Good vibes.
good vibes, yeah.
Good conversation. Very good vibe. I'm into it.
Oh, ask me stuff about. So, do you believe in? So you be like, so you mentioned the universe and everything. So, do you believe in all of that? Do you believe in what happened? Do you believe in manifestation and all that? I can talk about that.
Okay.
Okay, wait. After I. That's something I'm really into, and I think it's like I feel like that would help a lot of people too. Like, what? Okay, well, I'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I did mention that. Yeah, I said something about like the universe. So you can be like, oh, you mentioned that.
Yeah.
Vibrations, manifestation, all that. Surround, yep. Get it. Go off.
There we go. Yeah. So earlier, you had mentioned that like the stars were aligned and the universe is just working for you. So seems like that's something that you're into.
Yeah. So I definitely grew up a Christian. So I mean, I support whatever faith you believe in, but I also believe in a higher power and the universe in itself, like very spiritual. So I feel like also whatever energy you put out into the world is what you're going to get back. And definitely if you have a passion in life that you want to pursue, you can definitely manifest it into your life. Like you can make it happen for yourself. You can. Because
how does that look? Does one cross their legs and like?
No, it's just kind of like a mindset kind of thing, like where you visualize it. Like, say, I want Jordan's YouTube career to succeed, what I'm going to do is I'm going to visualize him already there. Like he's already succeeding. You don't
Already declare it.
Yes, you don't ask, like you don't wish, oh, I hope it's going, like it's like I know this is going to be successful
it.
and I have faith in it, and I can see him, you know, they have like the YouTube like Streamy Awards and stuff for successful YouTubers. Like I visualize him being there, you know, like stuff like that. Like you just put it out into the universe and you set, and when you do that and when you're happy in your life, your vibrations increase, and I feel like you just draw all that energy to yourself, and I just really believe in that.
Okay, so do you like collect stones and stuff too?
Sometimes,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I think that certain stones or certain gemstones do hold like a specific energy that you can kind of help you manifest, but you don't, I mean, there's no rule book. I mean, there is books out there and stuff, but I don't really necessarily follow like a step-by-step guide. But I do have some spiritual people in my family who have helped me kind of get to the realization where this is something that I believe in.
Nice.
So I think it's, if you're not really sure of yourself, like how we're talking about self-doubt, I think manifesting what you want and visualizing and like taking hold of your dreams instead of just, I'm going to just hope, you know, like you have to be like, this is what I want. This is going to happen for me. You know what I mean?
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that shit.
I think it's cool, you know, like the fact, like having the idea that you can take charge of your own destiny, like you are in charge of it, is a really powerful way to think.
Oh yeah, totally. I told myself that I was going to grow this epic mustache, and look at it.
It's epic.
It is crazy.
Glorious.
Yes, thank you. I know, it's kind of
Are
scary.
you gonna twist it up too?
I had it, but
Like
but I trimmed it because it was just, it's kind of like too much. I feel like too much. So I don't know how much longer.
Well,
I'm gonna keep
I
it
cut
either.
my hair recently. We were joking about it actually, so I feel like maybe I might have manifested this into my life, because me and Jordan, like the day before when I cut my hair, I was like, watch when I go over there, like I'm not gonna be paying attention. He's gonna cut it too short, which I normally have this hairstyle, but he cut it like a little bit too short, which I love my hairstylist, but I feel like, did I say that and I manifested that into my life? You know? But you know, just
I got
just
you.
funny because I had that car like right after I texted him, and I was like, tell me why my hair's too short, and we just talked about this,
Right,
like,
right.
You know? So
Oh, that's too funny.
so you gotta be careful with your thoughts.
Yeah. I was gonna say a little shorter than normal.
It's very Victoria Beckham vibes.
Yes, I like it though.
Pointy, but I mean it's cute, but I'll probably have to grow it out a little bit.
Yeah.
So.
I'm digging it. Looks good.
Thank you.
Yep. Top 5 movies.
Oh my God, Scarface.
Ooh.
Love Scarface. I love.
Say hello to my little friend.
So the thing about me is I really love action movies. Like love action movies. Like that's like my top. So Scarface and probably Goodfellas. And then after that would be The Pursuit of Happiness.
Okay.
So I do like movies like that. Like Will Smith's a great actor. Edward Scissorhands. Love that movie.
Ooh.
And fifth one, probably Titanic, because I love Leonardo DiCaprio.
I love the Leo meme that's out. You know, the one that's like, he's like,
Yeah.
that's like, that thing is like, that's like meme of the year for 2020, I think. Titanic. I was in high school. We went to watch that movie. It was like a force a date, I think. It was kind of awkward, but
I remember that was the first like super long movie I watched, and my dad actually took me to see it when I was like super young. I think it came out when I was like, I don't know, like 10 or whenever it was, and then it was like, wow, this movie's like really long.
yeah.
But it's super good. I love that movie.
Titanic. That's a good one. Yep, that's a good one. Wow, that's pretty cool. So Scarface, and then Goodfellas. I was like, oh, a little bit gangsterish chick over here.
No, but those kind of movies, like I love action movies. Like I don't know, and they have good storylines. Like it's like a whole like come up, you know, kind of thing.
Yeah, I love mafia movies. I'm all about that.
Yeah.
I
mean, I don't endorse it, but I love the movie.
Yeah.
Disclaimer.
That's why, because I love Frank Sinatra. You know, Dean Martin. I love those vibes. I got them tattooed on my leg.
Yeah.
So like when it comes to anything that, or I used to really like to watch Boardwalk Empire. It was on HBO. So
The show?
It's set in the 20s, 1920s. So Capone and all of them. It's basically when Prohibition. So you know, like how it all started, because you know they criminalized alcohol. So and that's really what started organized crime.
Yeah.
So taking something away created organized crime. How's that? That's crazy, right?
Or like even like Man on Fire, like American Gangster, like Denzel Washington is an amazing
Oh
actor.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. I like him in Training Day too.
Oh,
Woo!
well, Training Day is one of my favorite movies too.
Oh.
But that's a really intense movie. But it's I like movies that are more based on like real life scenarios. Like that stuff really happens, you know. And then
Oh yeah.
you know, so but I do enjoy like rom-coms and stuff like that. But I'm more of like action movie type girl.
What watching any series right now?
I'm not really into series. You know, people always ask me that, like, "Oh, have you watched this show?" I'm like, I'm not really into shows. Like, I watch a lot of YouTube, honestly.
Oh yeah.
Like, I watch a lot of vlog channels. I watch a lot of YouTube. So most of the time, that's where I'm at.
I'm okay. I got it. Yeah. I'm pretty big on Netflix.
You know what show I do watch all the time that I've been watching for forever is Shark Tank. You ever watch Shark Tank?
Yeah.
Dude, and it's so cool because like you see these people, they'll be on Shark Tank, and then you'll go to the store and their product is there. I'm
you're like, oh shit, that's them.
Like, yeah, like totally watch the episode. Sick. And like I always, Kevin is like my favorite on there because he's like super funny.
Yeah.
He's always calling himself Mr. Wonderful, and I'm like, I feel his vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that is so funny.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's actually a really good show too because it's like it's all about entrepreneurship and business, you know.
Yeah, I would always watch that because that's what I wanted to do. But they're more like product based, but it was still interesting.
Yeah. I'm watching Big Mouth. So Big Mouth is like an adult cartoon. It's about kids going through puberty.
Kind of like South Park.
Yeah, kind of. They're going through like puberty.
Like Adult Swim.
Yeah, and then like there's like this demon. It's like the hormone. I'm the hormone monster. I like that because I can make the voice. That's why I like.
Oh.
That's the only reason. Like,
that's the only reason. Yeah.
Pretty much, and it's so inappropriate. That's all. Yes, I love the show. It's like extremely inappropriate. Extremely inappropriate.
Yeah, I remember at the time. Remember South Park was so taboo. Oh my gosh! You know what we also talk about too all the time. You know, like in The Simpsons, how they feature stuff on their episodes and then it ends up like happening or like whatever. Like they say that The Simpsons like predicts the future.
Yeah. I don't know what's up. That's some pretty crazy
Isn't
shit.
it crazy?
Yeah. You know, So speaking of that, like on that kind of tip, if we're going sideways, apparently, like one of the top Israel space guys says that there's a bunch of aliens and they're about to. They were not going to expose themselves because people aren't ready, but they said that they've been in communication for years, and that was the whole reason why Trump made Space Force.
I mean, even Jordan, me and him have had conversations like, oh, we should like check out like Area 51. But I watched documentaries. I'm like, no ways, they're at the top of the hill, like waiting.
Oh, you're gonna snipe your ass.
Yeah.
You're
so
done.
I was like, no, I think we shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
But I'm totally like interested in that kind of stuff too.
Yeah. I love that. I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. Well, thanks for like opening up and you know letting people know who you are and
So we can just close it out.
So yeah, let's talk a little bit more about your business. So where can we find you?
So my website is dreammediaco.com. So it's dreammediaco.com. So if you're interested or if you know a business owner that you can refer, I do free website audits and I also do website design consults. If you're needing of a new website, I have a videographer that I have access to and a content writer that I recently teamed up with, so we can totally craft a beautiful website for you. Or if you have a website already, I can help drive traffic to your website, so I can definitely get eyeballs on there to help get you leads. So, and then all my contact info is on my website also. So
okay, so I'll definitely put that in the YouTube
description.
Yeah, in the description for the YouTube. So if you are watching it on YouTube, it'll be below. If you're listening to our if you're listening on Anchor or Spotify, I'll put that in there as well.
Thank you. And then check out Jordan's YouTube channel. So it's George Story Hawaii. I help manage the back end of that. And then ShyKiala.com when it launches. It's under construction right now, but we're all working together as a team. So check them out too.
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to help you guys with this.
Oh,
with the
and our podcast. We're supposed to be doing a podcast at the end of the month. So hopefully you'll help us with that.
Yes.
And we want to get that launched by the end of the month. So
Sweet.
we want to do like a visual version on YouTube, and then we want to be where you are. So.
Yeah, like it's super easy. I highly recommend just doing it on Anchor because it'll push out to all of the it automatically puts it out onto all the other podcasts.
Oh,
you.
really?
They do it for you.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah, so you upload it one and it goes to all.
Okay, cool.
Super easy. Yep.
Amazing.
Yep, totally.
Thanks for the tips. I'll have to be getting advice from you.
Yeah. And thanks everyone for listening and joining in to today's episode, and we hope you enjoyed it. And
yeah, thanks for having me. This was super fun. It's my first time, so it's like new, but it was fun.
Yeah, cool, right?
Yeah,
wasn't that bad?
Wasn't that bad?
Oh yeah. I know, and I didn't ask you any crazy stuff either. That's why.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, you're my first female guest. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know I do my.
I also said my favorite movie was Scarface. So.
Yeah. What I did. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, I could have went on a crazy tip on that, but I reserved myself. Yeah. But yeah, my first female guest. I'm super stoked to have that, and because all my listeners, it gives you the stats. Mm-hmm. It's all men.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh. So hopefully I can get some female listeners now.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
All right.
All right.
You.
Get in.
See you guys later.
Bye. Bada boom, bada boom.
Oh.
That's pretty cool, right?
Right.
It's an experience. Like, this is
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Mully Podcast. And thank you to our guest, Tamara Rose from Dream Media Co. Please follow us on all major platforms, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, Google Podcasts, and of course, YouTube. Thanks again for listening to The Mully!